Girls is having sex at younger ages, there's an increase in absentee fathers, and more people is having affairs. But we shouldn't just concentrate on the good things. To discuss some of the more shitty aspects as well, we got on a nanny, a headmaster, an author, and some old biddy into a room for a discussion. Realise. So, at what age do you think you should start beating your kids?
Never beating.
I mean, I ain't talking about beating the crap out of them, but just something like a little dead arm or something like that.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, when you think about it, a child learns from a small amount of pain.
Do you think it's right to get a wet towel and flick the bucket?
I don't think it will hurt them very much.
Because that will teach them discipline, but also a sense of humour, because it can be funny for the kid as well.
I don't think it's for any person to interfere in another person's way of doing things with their family.
Let's bring this on. At what age should parents give their kids their first spliff?
What's a spliff?
Like,
It's illegal, do you know that?
it ain't illegal if your dad gives it to you. Do you think at least they should teach them how to recognise good gear so they don't get sold dodgy origami?
No, you should never teach a child that. You'll go to hell for it, in my opinion. You want to end up in your middle years visiting your child in prison, where he's beaten and buggered and given drugs, his life's finished. I mean, that's just the pits, man.
For real, that's the pits, as you would say.
OK, let's bring this on. I just read about this woman who is 80 who had a kid
80?
by having sex with a test tube or whatever.
I think it's something repulsive.
Do you think it's ever right to have the test tube?
Yeah, I think for couples, loving couples, who can create a wonderful family for a child, for some reason they can't do it biologically, that's a scientific benefit.
Ain't it unfair bringing up a kid inside a tube? Ain't that going to be well bad for the kid?
Inside a tube. I mean, it's
Well,
the conception,
well,
isn't it? And
whatever,
then it grows up in the womb. I think
Yeah,
the
but
child
it's
needs
for-
to feel the womb of the mother, the heartbeat. And
But
be
for real,
loved
but
in
as
the
the
mother.
first years or whatever, that is going to ruin the kid's head and the way it think of the world if it's living in a
Even know
tube.
about.
Doesn't live in a
live
tube.
in a tube.
Well, how big is the tube? How big is the tube?
Conception. It's just an ordinary tiny tube, and it's just the ordinary
And they
conception.
put it in bigger tubes
Not
when
a
it...
baby.
But they do until, like, the year... At what age do they take it out of the tube?
It's never in the tube.
Days or
Okay.
hours.
Do you think homosexuals who is gay should be allowed to adopt kids?
I think it's an unnatural situation and not in the best interests of the children themselves.
Do you not think it could be good because the kid could learn about the joys of brown love from a young age?
What's going on?
Well, it could know that it ain't... Sex ain't only there, you know, there's also the brown wings, whatever.
Homosexuals and
For real,
lesbians.
that
and-
is an option.
I think we need to teach children to understand that there are people who have an attraction to their same sex, but that it's unnatural.
Or what about a couple of girls who like to drink from the furry cup? Should they be allowed to adopt kids?
Couple of whom?
Who like to, you know, eat from the bushy bowl, whatever. Should they be allowed to adopt kids?
I have no experience of this, and I really don't know.
OK. Do you think there's enough teenage pregnancy?
Too much.
But don't you think if it's working down there, then put it to use? If the grass is on the pitch, let's play.
What is known as the cognitive maturity, to be able to relate cause and effect, for example.
How come there's so much teenage pregnancy if English girls is all so frigid? Explain that.
Don't know that they are.
I don't know, they are.
Well, they are. There's got nothing on the French, because my mate went to Calais and he slept with 3 girls, and that was only in a day trip, and one of them was 28.
Well, that's just promiscuous, for God's sake. He must have paid them. He didn't pick them up in the supermarket.
No, he
That's
said
just
they fancied him, and
promiscuous.
one of them was a model.
They do it for a living.